Are you getting ready to move to Oklahoma? You're leaving the state that you're currently in. You're relocating to Oklahoma. Are you looking for that down-home feel but still have plenty of shopping, the ability to meet your friends and family for worship, or to go out to eat to dinner with your friends or family or spouse or significant other? Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've clicked on the right video. Sit back and enjoy and share this video with your friends that are looking for more bang for their buck, because I'm going to show you everything about Oklahoma's cost of living. If you're new to my channel, welcome. It's so nice to meet you. From big old Oklahoma to rural communities like Chandler, Perkins. Wait a second, I got a slide for that. From big old Oklahoma City to rural communities like Chandler, Perkins, Stillwater, El Reno, Choctaw, Jones, Harrah, Shawnee, and McLeod, I do living in, moving to, cost of living, pros and cons, neighborhood drives, and city vlogs about everything Oklahoma. If that sounds like something you're interested in, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my new videos. As you may know or may not know, I am a real estate agent, and the team of agents that I work with are here to help you find your Oklahoma home. When you're relocating to, moving to, or moving within Oklahoma, call, text, or direct message me so we can schedule a call to go over your Oklahoma real estate needs. Now, let's get in today's video, the cost of living in Oklahoma. When categorizing the cost of living, we'll be discussing main factors from bestplaces.net. So bestplaces.net, I'm not inventing the wheel, I'm just showing you examples of the data that they have. Oklahoma has one category that's above the national average, and we'll go over that, and 7 other categories that are below the national average, and of course we'll go over those. Overall, Oklahoma ranks only 83.7% on a 100-point scale, with a 100-point being average when compared with other states to Oklahoma. That is 83.7% is less than other states' averages when we're talking about the cost of living. So when you're talking about Oklahoma being 83% of the national average, as you can see here on this map, it is in the green, and green being most affordable. So that is when you're comparing it to other states. This is a real quick visualization of how affordable it is here to live in Oklahoma when you're talking about the cost of living. So the first major cost of living comparison that I'd like to go over is grocery cost. Oklahoma's groceries are 92.3% of the national average. So we're below the national average in groceries. And let's take a look at my Amazon Whole Foods account. So right here, my Amazon typical week to 2 week, I've loaded it up with 43 items, and this will last us a week to 2 weeks, and it's $183.69. And so we're a family of 5. We've got a bunch of people to feed, but it's just your typical foods that we would buy on a weekly to 2 week basis. And then of course I also would swing by Walmart after I picked up my Whole Foods order, and I would run in and grab things like dog food. They've got the Cabot cheese there at Walmart, some paper plates, paper bowls, stuff like that. So I'd spend another $183. I'd spend another $100 to $150 at Walmart. We're looking about $300 on average per 2 weeks. $300 on average per 2 weeks for our grocery cost. So I hope that makes sense. The next major comparison on cost when you're talking about cost of living in Oklahoma is healthcare cost. And sadly, Oklahoma ranks higher than the national average. We're at 115.18% on healthcare cost. And I think that has to do with the state of obesity of Oklahoma. We're at, and I think that's due to the walkability in Oklahoma. The walkability in Oklahoma is only at 34%. It's not a real walkable state, so you will definitely need a car. So here is a heat map on the adult diabetes that I was talking about. Oklahoma is ranking way up there. We are the 4th highest obese state, 36.8% obese. We are the fourth highest obese state, beat only by Arkansas, West Virginia, and Mississippi. So if you're moving to Oklahoma, be sure to join that gym or go to that park or jog those neighborhoods and really stay on top of that health, because you want to keep your health low, because our healthcare costs are higher than the average, 115%. That's 15% over the average. So housing's super affordable in Oklahoma. All of our out-of-state customers that are relocating to, moving within Oklahoma, well, they're not out of state if they're moving within, but all of our out-of-state customers are super excited about the affordability and what you get bang for your buck when you're living here in Oklahoma. So let me show you real quick. Okay, right here is a sales price median map. And as you can see, the median price for an Edmond home right now is $285. For Oklahoma City is $193. For Guthrie is $230, and Chandler is $189. And that's on a monthly rolling average for 5 years. When I switch that over to a 12-month rolling average for 5 years, typically your Edmond house is going to be around $275, your Oklahoma City house is going to be around $189, your Guthrie house is going to be around $218, and your Chandler property is going to be around $168. So those are things to keep in mind when you're looking at housing. And so far, everyone has been super okay with the cost of housing that we've been working with, especially with the stuff that happened last year. We had a ton of out-of-state customers increase, and they were all super happy with the price of their houses here in Oklahoma. I think there was only one customer who relocated here from another state whose cost of housing in Oklahoma was a little more expensive, but that's because they were coming from a rural area where the cost of housing is super affordable there. It's like double affordable there. So housing, we are below average in the major cities, in the main cities. If you look at Oklahoma as a state, we are well below average. We're well below average when it comes to housing affordability. So when we're talking about the cost of living in Oklahoma, you also want to talk about utilities. Utilities are an expense that you've got to pay, and Oklahoma is on par for utility costs when you're comparing it state by state across the nation. And we're at 99.7% of utilities. For water, trash, and sewer, I pay around $100. Now, I do have a great big 4-yard dumpster because we're a family of 5. We live in a little bit more rural area of Oklahoma, so we get a lot of Amazon deliveries. We don't, Walmart's not 5 minutes away for us. We have a little bit more rural area where I live at, so we do the Amazon. And so water, trash, and sewer is $100 for us. So $100 for water, trash, and sewer for us. Like I said, we've got a 4-yard dumpster, which is far larger than most people would ever have. When my wife and I lived in Oklahoma City, we were only paying, I think, around $65 a month for water, trash, and sewer. And that was also a recycling bin too. When we lived in Oklahoma City, we received a recycling bin. When you're talking about electric, so in Oklahoma, you've got electric, air conditioning, and then natural gas heating. So your electric bill is higher in the summer because that's when you're using it for the AC. And our electric, that's when you want to budget those June, July, August months. You want to budget for your electric bill because it does jump up, because in Oklahoma, it gets so hot that if you don't have your electric on in those foreclosed homes that the bank own, if they don't keep the electric on and keep the AC on or crack the windows or whatnot, I've seen it get so hot in houses that it's melted the vinyl windows. So that's how hot it is. And our ACs, they adjust the temperature by 20 degrees is what the heat and air techs tell us. So when it's 110 outside, the best we're shooting for is 90. So that lets you know how much electricity you're going to use during June, July, and August in Oklahoma. So the electric bills do spike during that time. So just budget for that. Don't go out to eat, don't go to the movies that month if you want to keep the house cool. Those 3 months, because it is going to be a little bit more expensive. I've seen some $200, $300 electric bills, unfortunately, because it does get so hot in Oklahoma. And then come December, January, and February, that's when your natural gas bills will spike up, because your electric bill is less than $100 on average, except June, July, and August. Then it really jumps up. But the natural gas bills, they're around $45 on average month over month, except for December, January, and February, because that's our cold months, and they might jump up to $100 those months too. So not near as extreme as the electric, but just keep in mind those months they do jump up. Internet, everyone needs internet. You can, when we were in the city, I had super amazing internet for $130 a month. $130 a month, and I believe I had 30 up and 1,000 down. I believe I had 30 up. No, I had 100 up. I had 100 up and 1,000 down for $130 a month. And that was an introductory fee. And then when the introductory fee came to a close, I just lowered it down to 30 up and 100 down. And it was still great internet, still worked just fine for what I do. And I think that was $120 a month. So that introductory fee for the first year I took advantage of, and then I just lowered it down, and that was with Cox, I believe. But AT&T has great internet. I've got another associate, Jamie. You guys have seen him on other videos that I work with, and he has 500 up and 500 down, I believe. I don't know what he pays, but we've got fiber. He's using fiber to get that. So we do have fiber here in Oklahoma, so don't think that we don't. And then in your rural communities, we've got line of sight. Like right now I'm using Pro Value where I live, and I have 30 down and 4.5 up. 30 down, 4.5 up. I have signed up for the Elon Musk Starlink account. I haven't received it yet, but when I do, I'll definitely get that set up and let you guys know what that is. But that's only $100 a month. It's supposed to be 20 up. So I'm hoping to get that soon. So that gives you an idea on internet cost. I don't have a cable bill. We just use Amazon Prime and YouTube, and we use the regular. We have an antenna. We have an antenna for our TV, and I don't even know how many channels we get, but we get a ton of channels for free just using an antenna. So phone costs, we don't have a house phone. My wife and I, we just use our cell phones. It's around $120 a month for our cell phone account. That's 2 phones with Verizon with unlimited data. I had an account with 2 phones with AT&T. It was $185 a month for the same thing I got at Verizon, and Verizon was far cheaper, so I definitely recommend checking into Verizon. And I've got a great Verizon guy whose info I'll put below, so you guys can give him a call and talk with him about that. So those are utility costs in Oklahoma. They're on par with the average according to bestplaces.net, and so you guys can compare those numbers to your numbers. Transportation cost. I feel like our transportation costs are affordable. And according to bestplaces.net, they're 89.2% of the national average. So like right now, let me switch over. I've got to go get the 100-mile maintenance on my car, and it's going to be $119.95. $119.95. And they're going to do the oil change. You're going to rotate my tires. You're going to replace my air cabin filter, inspect my brake fluid, inspect all the fluid, stuff like that. So they're going to do the tires, the filter, the in-cabin filter, and the engine oil and oil filter for $119. And then, of course, they'll probably give me a discount too because they're super awesome. Yes, I do take my car to the dealer. That's what I do. They have mechanics that are trained in doing that. I know I could probably save a little bit of money going somewhere else, but I just don't. I take it to the dealer. Always taking it to the dealer. I've always felt like I've been treated fairly at the Bob Howard dealers. They're in Edmond. That's where we take our cars for maintenance. Recommend them. I don't have any problems with them. One time I did get told by the Subaru guy that my oil pan bolt was getting to the point where I need to replace it, and I had to look at him like he may just hit his head. I think I said something like that. I'm like, did you just hit your head? Like, why would a bolt need replaced? Like, what did you just do to my car? And he said, well, let me double check that. So I don't know what he was getting at there, but if someone says something stupid, just call them out on it, and they'll usually stop it right away. So our transportation costs, because we're not super walkable, are still up there at, like I said, 89.2% of the national average. But overall, I feel like Oklahoma's super affordable. When I got out of the Navy, I moved back here because I felt it was so affordable, and I just never left. So guys, that's my video on the cost of living in Oklahoma. Hope you found it informative and helpful. The kiddos are going to be getting up any second now, and I want to spend a little bit of time with them before I have to head to my morning appointments. Got another closing today. God's really blessing us. Like I said before, if you're relocating to, moving to, or moving within Oklahoma, call, text, or direct message me. Agents on my team are here to help you with all your real estate needs. Subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my new videos on moving to, living in, neighborhood and city vlogs on Oklahoma. And I'll see you guys on the next clip. The outtakes will be at the end too. Don't forget the outtakes. I love the outtakes. They make me laugh. I watch them all on my own. And I'll quit talking now so you guys can get to the other videos. I really hope this is recording. I gotta get a drink. My new and also there's gonna be some things popping up on the screen over here and maybe down there, but those are other videos you can watch about Oklahoma, moving to Oklahoma, because that's what this channel is about. All right guys,